and investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Welcome to this chapter on international business, an essential area in today's interconnected global economy. Organizations are no longer confined to domestic markets. They are expanding across borders to capture growth and remain competitive. In this session, we will explore how companies operate internationally, the opportunities they pursue, and the risks they must manage. We will also understand the strategies that enable firms to succeed in diverse global environments. Let's begin this journey into international business. International business refers to all commercial activities that take place across national boundaries, including trade in goods, services, capital, and technology. As companies expand beyond their home markets, they gain access to larger customer bases, new revenue streams, and diverse resources. However, operating internationally also introduces complexity due to differences in economic systems, regulations, and market conditions. Organizations must carefully balance these opportunities and challenges. This chapter will help you understand how firms design strategies to compete effectively on a global scale. One of the biggest barriers to success in international business is parochialism, which means viewing the world solely from one's own cultural perspective. Managers with a parochial mindset may assume that practices successful in their home country will work everywhere, which often leads to poor decisions. In contrast, a global mindset involves recognizing and respecting cultural differences, adapting to local conditions, and being open to new ideas. Developing this mindset allows organizations to respond effectively to diverse markets, build stronger relationships, and create strategies that are globally relevant yet locally responsive. Companies enter foreign markets for a variety of strategic reasons, primarily driven by growth and competitive advantage. One key reason is to increase sales and expand their customer base, especially when domestic markets reach saturation. Firms also seek to reduce costs by leveraging lower labor, raw material, or operational expenses in other countries. Additionally, international expansion allows companies to leverage core competencies, spread risks across multiple markets, and gain access to new technologies, resources, and talent pools. These combined benefits make global expansion a critical strategy for long-term success. International strategy is inherently more complex than domestic strategy due to the diversity of external environments. Companies must navigate differences in economic conditions, political systems, legal frameworks, and cultural expectations, all of which influence business decisions. The diamond model of national competitive advantage helps explain these complexities by highlighting four key factors: demand conditions, factor conditions, related and supporting industries, and firm strategy and rivalry. These elements interact differently in each country, making it essential for firms to adapt their strategies to local conditions while maintaining global consistency. A company's home country plays a crucial role in shaping its international competitiveness. Home country advantages include factors such as skilled labor, strong infrastructure, advanced technology, and supportive institutions that help firms develop core capabilities. Demand conditions are equally important. When domestic customers are demanding and sophisticated, companies are pushed to innovate, improve quality, and enhance performance. This strong domestic foundation prepares firms to compete effectively in global markets and respond to diverse customer needs. Three additional components of competitive advantage are factor conditions, related and supporting industries, and firm strategy and rivalry. Factor conditions refer to the availability of resources such as skilled workforce, capital, and infrastructure. Strong supporting industries provide high-quality inputs, services, and innovation support, enhancing overall efficiency. Finally, intense domestic rivalry drives companies to continuously improve, innovate, and become more competitive. Together, these factors strengthen a nation's ability to compete globally and support the success of its firms in international markets. Different countries offer unique location-based advantages that influence where companies choose to operate. These advantages may include lower production costs, access to natural resources, favorable tax policies, or proximity to key markets. At the same time, government policies and regulations play a crucial role. Tariffs, trade barriers, legal requirements, and political stability can either facilitate or hinder international business activities. Companies must carefully evaluate both opportunities and constraints when selecting locations and designing their global strategies. Exchange rate fluctuations are one of the most significant risks in international business. Changes in currency values can directly impact a company's revenues, costs, and profitability. For example, if the home currency strengthens, exports become more expensive for foreign buyers, potentially reducing demand. Conversely, a weaker currency can increase the cost of imports. To manage these risks, companies use strategies such as hedging, diversifying markets, and adjusting pricing. Effective currency risk management is essential for maintaining financial stability in global operations. Cultural and market differences across countries create both challenges and opportunities for international businesses. Consumer preferences, communication styles, and purchasing behaviors vary widely, requiring companies to tailor their products and marketing strategies. Differences in language, social norms, and business practices can also affect negotiations, leadership styles, and organizational structures. Understanding and adapting to these differences is critical for building trust, ensuring effective communication, and achieving long-term success in international markets. When entering international markets, companies must choose from several strategic options, each with different levels of risk, investment, and control. These include exporting, licensing, strategic alliances, joint ventures, and wholly owned subsidiaries. Exporting is typically the simplest and least risky, while wholly owned subsidiaries offer maximum control but require significant investment. The choice depends on factors such as market conditions, company capabilities, competitive environment, and long-term objectives. Selecting the right entry strategy is crucial for successful global expansion. Two of the most commonly used entry strategies are exporting and licensing, especially for companies beginning their international journey. Exporting allows firms to sell products in foreign markets without establishing a physical presence, making it a low-cost and low-risk option. Licensing involves granting rights to a foreign company to produce and sell products, enabling rapid market entry with minimal investment. However, these strategies come with limitations, such as reduced control over operations and potential risks related to intellectual property. Therefore, companies must carefully evaluate their objectives and resources before choosing the most appropriate approach. Companies entering international markets often choose between franchising and foreign subsidiary strategies, depending on their level of control and investment capacity. Franchising allows a company to expand quickly by granting rights to local operators who manage business operations using the parent company's brand and systems. This approach requires lower investment and reduces risk, but also limits direct control over operations and quality. In contrast, foreign subsidiaries involve establishing or acquiring operations in another country, either fully or partially owned. While subsidiaries require higher investment and greater commitment, they provide stronger control over operations, brand standards, and long-term strategic direction, making them suitable for sustained global presence. Strategic alliances and joint ventures are widely used entry strategies that allow companies to collaborate with local partners in foreign markets. These partnerships provide access to local market knowledge, distribution channels, and regulatory understanding, which significantly reduce entry barriers and risks. Joint ventures involve shared ownership, responsibilities, and profits, making them particularly useful in complex or highly regulated markets. However, they also come with challenges such as coordination issues, cultural differences, and potential conflicts between partners. Careful partner selection, clear agreements, and strong governance are essential for ensuring long-term success. There are three primary approaches to international strategy: multidomestic, global, and transnational. Each approach differs in its emphasis on local responsiveness versus global integration, which are key strategic dimensions. The multi-domestic strategy focuses on adapting to local markets. The global strategy emphasizes standardization and efficiency, and the transnational strategy aims to combine both advantages. Selecting the right approach depends on industry dynamics, competitive pressures, and organizational capabilities. Understanding these models helps firms align their international operations with strategic objectives. A multi-domestic strategy focuses on tailoring products, services, and operations to meet the specific needs of each local market. This approach enables companies to respond effectively to differences in culture, customer preferences, and regulatory environments. However, it often leads to higher costs due to duplication of activities and limited economies of scale. Despite these challenges, it is highly effective in industries where local adaptation is critical for success. Companies adopting this strategy prioritize responsiveness and flexibility over cost efficiency. A global strategy emphasizes standardization, where companies offer uniform products and services across international markets. This approach enables firms to achieve economies of scale, reduce production costs, and maintain consistent quality worldwide. It is most effective in industries where customer needs are similar across countries. However, it requires strong central coordination and may limit the ability to respond to local preferences. Companies must carefully balance efficiency with the need for market adaptability. The transnational strategy seeks to combine the benefits of global efficiency and local responsiveness. Companies standardize certain core operations while adapting others to meet local market needs. This approach requires strong coordination, knowledge sharing, and flexible organizational structures. Although complex to implement, it offers significant advantages in terms of both cost efficiency and customer relevance. Successful execution depends on effective integration across global operations. Building competitive advantage in international markets requires a combination of strategic focus and operational excellence. Companies can pursue cost leadership by leveraging global sourcing and efficient production systems. They may also adopt differentiation strategies, offering unique products or services tailored to specific markets. Another key approach is transferring core competencies across borders, ensuring consistency in quality and performance. A well-integrated global strategy enables firms to compete effectively across diverse markets. A key decision in global operations is whether to concentrate or disperse value chain activities. Concentrating activities in a few strategic locations can improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance expertise. Dispersing activities across multiple locations allows companies to be closer to customers and respond quickly to local needs. Each approach has its own advantages, and many firms adopt a balanced or hybrid model. The goal is to achieve optimal efficiency while maintaining flexibility and responsiveness. Global companies often engage in cross-border strategic moves to strengthen their competitive position. The concept of profit sanctuaries refers to markets where a company earns strong and stable profits due to competitive advantages. These profits can be used to support expansion or competitive actions in other markets. This allows firms to leverage strengths in one region to gain advantages in another. Such strategic flexibility is essential for competing effectively in global markets. Developing country markets offer significant growth opportunities due to increasing demand and economic expansion. However, they also present challenges such as lower purchasing power, infrastructure limitations, and regulatory complexities. Companies must adapt their strategies to suit these conditions, often focusing on affordability and accessibility. Understanding local market dynamics is critical for success. Firms that effectively navigate these challenges can achieve strong long-term growth. To succeed in developing markets, companies must adopt flexible and context-specific strategies. They may choose to compete on price, offering affordable products to attract cost-sensitive customers. Another option is to modify existing business models to better suit local conditions. Companies can also attempt to shape the market environment by introducing new technologies or standards. In some cases, firms may decide to avoid certain markets if risks outweigh potential benefits. Careful evaluation ensures the right strategic choice. Local companies can effectively compete against global giants by leveraging their unique strengths. They often have deeper insights into local customer preferences, cultural nuances, and market conditions. This enables them to offer customized products and respond quickly to changes in demand. Strong local networks, cost advantages, and close relationships with stakeholders further strengthen their position. By capitalizing on these advantages, local firms can defend their markets and even outperform global competitors. International business development today faces a range of evolving and interconnected threats that companies must carefully manage. One major challenge is US-China trade tensions, which have disrupted global supply chains, increased tariffs, and created uncertainty in international markets. These tensions force companies to rethink sourcing, manufacturing, and long-term investment decisions. Another critical factor is geopolitical uncertainty, including regional conflicts, shifting alliances, and policy changes, all of which can significantly impact market stability and business operations. Additionally, economic fragmentation is emerging as countries adopt protectionist policies, leading to reduced global integration and increased barriers to trade. Finally, the aftereffects of COVID-19 disruptions continue to influence global business, highlighting vulnerabilities in supply chains and emphasizing the need for resilience and diversification. Together, these threats require companies to be more agile, strategic, and risk-aware in their international operations. The future of global business is being reshaped by trends such as manufacturing shifts and economic decoupling. A significant development is the movement of manufacturing away from traditional hubs like China, as companies seek to diversify production to countries such as India, Vietnam, and Mexico. This shift is driven by cost considerations, risk management, and geopolitical factors. At the same time, decoupling, particularly between major economies, has led to reduced interdependence in trade, technology, and supply chains. Companies are increasingly adopting strategies such as nearshoring and reshoring, bringing production closer to home markets to reduce risks and improve responsiveness. However, these changes also come with challenges, including higher costs and the need to rebuild supply networks. Overall, businesses must adapt to a more fragmented and dynamic global environment, balancing efficiency with resilience. As we conclude, international expansion offers significant opportunities for growth, access to new markets, and enhanced capabilities, but it also comes with complex challenges. Firms can choose from various entry strategies such as exporting, franchising, alliances, and subsidiaries, each with its own advantages and risks. Selecting the right international strategy approach, multidomestic, global, or transnational, is critical for balancing efficiency and responsiveness. Companies must also build competitive advantage through cost leadership, differentiation, and effective use of global resources. At the same time, they must remain prepared to navigate external challenges such as geopolitical risks, economic shifts, and supply chain disruptions. Success in international business ultimately depends on strategic flexibility, deep market understanding, and strong execution. In conclusion, as global dynamics continue to evolve, businesses that adapt quickly and think strategically will be best positioned to succeed. In a world of constant change, the ability to adapt is the ultimate competitive advantage. Thank you for your time and attention. If you found this useful, do like, share, and subscribe for more such insights.